simultaneous equations. We're looking at simultaneous equations. So simultaneous equations are two or more equations that you have to solve at once, right? You have to solve them at the same time. Now for our studies, we're going to limit ourselves to two equations. So you're trying to solve a pair of equations at the same time. So now for this, we have different methods, right? We've got a method known as the elimination method. We've got the substitution method. And then we have the matrix method. So you can solve the simultaneous equations using any of those methods, whichever one works for you. In this lesson, we want to start by looking at the elimination method. We want to see how we can use the elimination method to solve simultaneous equations. So let's look at an example and see how we can do that. We have 7x plus 4y is equal to 29. That's equation 1, the first equation. Then 4x plus 2y is equal to 16. That's equation 2. Now, let's solve. The first thing you need to understand is that you cannot solve an equation with two unknowns, right? We have x, we have y. We don't know the real value of x. We don't know the real value of y. We cannot solve an equation with two unknowns, x and y. If an equation has y only, we can solve to find y. If an equation has x only, we can solve to find x. But if it has both x and y, we're at a dead end. So the elimination method does the trick. How? You eliminate one of these unknowns, right? You could eliminate x or you can eliminate y. It's really up to you and it's really your choice. So how do you do it? You have to first of all look at the coefficients. So let's say we want to eliminate x. The coefficient of x here, the coefficient means the number multiplying x. The coefficient of x here is 7. The coefficient of x here is 4. You want these two coefficients to be the same number. So you want the number here to be the same as the number there. So what do? The first thing we do is we look for the lowest common multiple, right? Or any common multiple, but the lowest common multiple is the best or the easiest to work with. So the lowest common multiple means what's the smallest number that 7 and 4 can divide into. 7 and 4 can divide into 28, right? 7 can go into 28 and 4 can go into 28. So what I need to do is to turn both of these into that lowest common multiple, 28. How do I turn 7 into 28? I can turn 7 into 28 by multiplying by 4. And I can turn 4 into 28 by multiplying by 7. So what happens is the entire first equation will be multiplied by 4. The entire second equation will be multiplied by 7. So what is the result there? You will have 28x plus 16y is equal to 116. 28x plus 14y is equal to 112. So you now have these two equations after multiplication. When you get these two equations, you then subtract the second one from the first one. So you subtract the second equation from the first equation. 28x minus 28x, you get a 0. So this thing has been eliminated, right? Because 0 is nothing. 16 minus 14, right? 16y minus 14y will give you a 2y, which is equal to 116 minus 112. That gives you a 4. So now we have an equation with only one variable, an equation that only has y. So we can solve that. 2y is equal to 4. If we divide both sides by 2, we get our y is equal to 2. So now we know our value of y. Now we need to find the value of x. So how do I do it? You go back to any of these equations and remove your y and replace your y with the value of y, which is 2, right? So in other words, you substitute for y in any of those equations. So in this case, let's pick equation 1. All equations will give you the same answer, right? So if you pick equation 1, 7x plus, that was plus 4y is equal to 29, right? Then we sub for y in that equation 1, right? Means we're going to have 7x plus 4, instead of y we put 2, is equal to 29. 7x plus 8 is equal to 29. Take 8 that other side, becomes a minus 8, so 29 minus 8, 7x is equal to 29 minus 8, 21. Divide both sides by 7, I get x is equal to 3. So that's it. I've solved my simultaneous equations, right? I found my value for x is 3 and my value for y is 2. That is my solution. So that's how you solve your simultaneous equations. But now let's proceed to another example to strengthen our understanding. So in this case, we now have 4x minus 2y is equal to 9. That's the first equation. And then x plus y is equal to 3. That's the second equation. Right? For interest's sake, let's try and eliminate y this time. Not x, but y. So how do we do that? We look at the coefficients as usual. The first number is a coefficient of minus 2, and then the second number is a coefficient of 1. So I want the same coefficient here as the coefficient on the other number. So what I do is I can simply leave the first equation as it is, right? Or multiply by 1 and multiply this one by a minus 2, right? Because I want a minus 2 there. I want the number here and there to be the same. So this one is unchanged, right? 4x minus 2y is equal to 9. But this one is multiplied by minus 2, so I get a minus 2x minus 2y is equal to minus 6. And again, we subtract this second equation from the first one. 4x minus a minus 2x. Now, if I have a minus and a minus, I get a plus. So 4x plus 2x gives you 6x. Minus 2y minus a minus 2y cancels off. You get nothing. 9 minus a minus, right? It's a plus. So 9 plus 6 gives you a 15, right? So now I have 6x is equal to 15. I can solve that. 6x is equal to 15. I can divide both sides by 6. Then I'll get x is equal to 15 over 6. In lowest terms, if I divide by 3 into both, I'll get x is equal to 5 over 2, right? So now I know the value of x. I can go back into these equations and substitute for x so that I get the value for y. So I can pick any equation, right? In this case, let's pick equation 2, right? X plus y is equal to 3. So equation 2 says x plus y is equal to 3. My x is 5 over 2 plus y, that's equal to 3. So y is equal to 3 minus 5 over 2. Y is equal to 3 over 1 minus 5 over 2. Right? Take it to the next page. I said y is equal to 3 over 1 minus 5 over 2. Common denominator is 2. 1 into 2, that's 2. 2 times 3, 6. 2 into 2, that's 1. 1 times 5, that's just 5. So y is equal to 6 minus 5, 1 over 2. So that's what we get there. Our final result is x is equal to 5 over 2 and y is equal to 1 over 2. That's how you solve your simultaneous equations using the elimination method. In the next lesson, we're moving on to the substitution method.